Welcome back to the Masters of Recon podcast, your top automotive refinishing podcast with your hosts, Corey Kleinfeld
and Ryan Brewer. Enjoy the show, everyone.
Welcome back to the Masters of Recon podcast. Today it is Ryan and myself, and we are going to be talking about storm season smarts and how you maximize your hail profits with Mobile Tech RX. You have one hail rookie and one hail expert.
What's up, Ryan? What's up, buddy?
I've done maybe 200 hail cars,
Nice.
over the last 15 years.
I
So
feel like
pretty
that's good for California.
I've written a couple estimates,
Yeah.
I did one last month. I got one this month. They come in, they trickle in here and there, but it's mostly people visiting other places, obviously, and come back. We don't get it in Sacramento, California very often. So I'm gonna lean on you on this one for sure. I'm gonna try to ask some clarifying questions, some stuff that I feel like the audience is trying to ask or thinking of and want to ask. And so I'll ask them.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, well, you start. So I would say, if you're going to enter into a hailstorm, it honestly seems if someone's running a hailstorm and they're not using Mobile Tech RX, that sounds kind of crazy to me, but that's super common, right?
I mean, yeah, it's like the most common practice just because like what else are we gonna do? Are we gonna go back to using paper matrix?
Have you
You
been to a
know?
hailstorm or been with somebody that's not using Mobile Tech RX recently?
Not
Or some sort of
recently,
estimating
years
software?
ago. Yeah, I mean, years ago they were using some like these bigger companies would have their own types of programs, but it
Gotcha.
just didn't work. Like it didn't come together like Mobile Tech RX did. So
Yeah, okay.
like with this, I think in 2017 was the first hailstorm I ran through Mobile Tech RX, and I was
Nice.
still kind of new, not to say new to it, but obviously it was my first one. And then obviously we've done a lot of hail throughout the years, not like on major hailstorms, although I've also traveled, worked in
Mhm.
body shops. And some of these body shops I've been to were like, they had no idea, right? They were just like trying to write this stuff on a CCC1 program or Autotext, which is okay. But like for streamline purposes, it made it so much easier for us to just go into a body shop and plug in Mobile
Mhm.
Tech RX, and then like it wowed the body shop, a lot. So with that, it streamlines everything throughout the hail process, and I will talk about that through the rest, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, from my perspective, it's actually kind of funny because most of the adjusters out here have never seen hail damage claim. It seems
Right.
like every time I talk to one of them, they're like, I don't really know. And so when I write a professional estimate through Mobile Tech RX with dent counts and the matrix and photos and circle dents and all that stuff, they're kind of just like, okay, that seems realistic.
Well,
I think most of them will write it conventional and realize
yeah.
that I'm usually less expensive than that, and so it's
Yeah, I
easy.
mean the majority of especially where you're at, even where I'm at, I don't the adjusters still, even though we do a good bit of hail, we're not Oklahoma, we're not
Right,
Texas.
right.
So those
Okay, yeah.
adjusters just aren't used to or comfortable writing the way we write stuff. Even if we convert it into a CCC1 platform, it's like for
Mhm.
some reason you would think that if you give them the same program that they're using, we should get an
Figure it
estimate
out.
or a supplement back that's like to the T, right? I mean,
Ye-
everybody listening can say like every single time you send one in, it's like just total opposite of what you sent. Whether the number's correct and the wordage is different, it's
Yeah,
just because the adjusters are writing what they feel like how they feel comfortable, right?
yeah, fair
But
enough.
what Mobile Tech RX did for us as an industry, it made us more like the professionalism that we delivered to the insurance companies got a lot higher, right? Because like,
Yeah.
in the past, we are giving them this piece of paper, even though they were using the same piece of paper to write, it just didn't, you're looking at handwriting and everything else. Same thing we were talking about with invoicing, why we switched to invoicing on a platform compared to paper.
Mhm.
Right. Same thing happened in the hail industry for mobile tech when it came along. And that's what I loved about it, like how professional it made us look, to the insurance companies, and then it just evolved from there, right?
For sure. How did you write hail estimates before Mobile Tech RX?
Man, what's wild is not I'm so young that
Okay, you did it.
I've never written
Me
a
either.
hail estimate on paper.
Me either.
I
Okay, fair
dude,
enough.
And I tried in the beginning before mobile tech came along. Luckily, I had a body shop, so I was already in CCC, so it kind of like worked out
You
where I
write
was
it that
just
way.
writing line notes and doing that stuff. But one day I did grab a piece of paper, like printed one of the matrices, and I'm like doing it, and I'm like, this is like I can't even
Mhm.
understand it. You know, it just
Mhm.
it seems simple, but I just couldn't understand it the way I could writing in CCC. But
Actually, do remember the first hail car I did. It was just a roof that was push to paint at a body shop. It was like probably like 2013 or something like that. And I remember just completely destroying the roof. And I don't know, I think I got like $900 for this roof or some super low number. And it was push to paint. It was bad. It was a bad push to paint, if I remember correctly. I didn't have any tools for hail. I couldn't reach the front of the roof. It was crazy, but I don't remember where I came up with that number, but we weren't even using barely mobile techs. I don't even think we were using mobile tech Rex at that time. But
well,
yeah,
my
I'm
first
great.
rail
I'm grateful now
car,
because I got a $10,000 hail car in the shop right now. So that's the
yeah,
whole different ballgame.
I was in Baton Rouge working painting cars at the time, but I was just starting to do paintless dent repair, and like a
Yeah,
hailstorm hit Baton Rouge, and
yeah.
like a guy came in. I don't know how this guy found me, but he came into our paint shop and was asking if I can fix his car, and I was like, I saw hail, and I was like, yes, dude, I finally get to work on a hail
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
So like his insurance company wrote an estimate. It was probably 4 or 5 grand
And
if I
you're
was
like,
lucky.
hell yeah.
I thought that was a ton of money, dude. And he's like, "Where you want me to drop this thing off at?" And I was like, "My house." So he brings it to the house, and then like I put it under my lights, and the rail is blasted, dude. So the whole driver's side of the car was blasted. So I start trying to fix the quarter panel, and like I could not fix it. So I luckily called one of my friends who was a dent guy. He came over there, fixed the car in one day, and I was like, "This bastard made,
That's
that
awesome.
much money in one day."
Yeah.
So I think that that's what really pushed me to like get into the
Do
PDR
PDR.
industry like I did. But now I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, that 5 or 6 grand, I'm doing cars like that now that are 12.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
one,
That's
lost a lot of
crazy.
money, learned a lot, which
Yeah.
is good. So
Yeah, and again, like the this podcast is about maximizing profits with
yes,
Mobile Tech RX, and a huge part of that is just like, and it doesn't have to be rocket science, but like if you just use the retail pricing matrix in here and count the dents, like it's going to give you a big fat number.
right.
Basically, that's all I do. I mean, I use the retail matrix for everything, essentially for hail as well, and I don't usually seem to have a problem. I mean, I give some stuff here and there, but what are some tips on writing an hail
Yeah.
estimate on Mobile Tech X?
Yeah, so I want to start with like say if you're because I think that we have a lot more of this where you're kind of subcontracting for a body shop where body shops will call you people that you like normally service and then they get a hail car in. They'll call you up. One of the first questions I ask is this a direct repair? Because that's when you can easily change the matrix, right? You can write it in your retail matrix, but um, like you're doing work for a shop that is legally liable
Contracted. Yeah.
to do the job for the matrix that they sign a contract with, right? So if
Interesting.
you
Okay.
write it in retail, like one of the best things is all you do is toggle over to the next matrix and you don't have to redo the estimate. It'll convert all the numbers back to that matrix and you're good to go. Um,
Oh, that's cool. That doesn't work in price ident though, huh? Or
it does
it
not,
does.
no.
Oh, it does work in hail though. Okay, interesting. I've
Yes.
never done that before. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so
cool. Nice.
because sometimes I mean we've forgotten or my techs have forgotten to ask the body,
Yeah, yeah.
and they'll call us up and say, "Hey, the dealer, the insurance company won't pay what you're
Nice.
asking," and then I'll just easily find out that the matrix was wrong, so we'll just swap it over. In less than 60 seconds, I can resend that estimate.
Oh, that's actually
To
great
them.
because that does not work in precedent when you change from the
Oh,
2020 matrix to the 25 or whatever. So that's a
right.
good tip right there for sure.
Yeah.
Don't rewrite. And
Right.
it'll take money off 1,500, 2,000 bucks or whatever, but then
Right.
it'll get approved. So that's cool. Nice. Good
Yeah,
tip.
and I would say if even if you're doing a retail job or a body shop deal, I think every hail car you work on, the first thing before we even do anything to the car, marking it up, is to photograph everything. Um, all your four corners, license plate, VIN number, mileage. And here's one huge tip to save your butt in the end of everything. Whenever you're taking a picture of the mileage, start the car. It might take you another couple seconds, but start the car and let the dash pull up because it's going to also take a photo of
Of
any
the
check engine
lights.
lights that are on.
Smart.
That way, even if you do a post scan, pre-scan, everything, like you still have that extra safety net. So we've
That's
always
smart.
done that. It's definitely saved us a little bit. And
Yeah.
it's helped us diagnose cars because we're like, hey, this happened before, and we forgot to do a pre-scan. So the lights on the dash definitely helped us with
Yeah.
that.
That's
Also,
awesome.
with like I've had customers tell us like we were driving their cars around town because their gas mileage was different, like where they had gas. I'm like, man, this is
Oh,
gas is so like if
you're like, here's the mileage that we checked it in, and it's got
right, you
one
could
more.
tell.
So yeah.
Right. So also what's cool about mobile tech is they have a lot of information. A lot of people are probably out there looking at it and they're like, "Oh, I never fill in the amount of fuel that a car has,
Hmm.
or the odometer, or like
Yeah,
all this other stuff." Right? Like they put that stuff in there to make everything seamless, and that's the stuff that I recommend going in and putting. It only takes a couple seconds, and one, it makes you look more professional. Two, it's going to save you in the long run. So
yeah,
you go into the vehicle and you're searching and you see all the trim package, the amount of doors it has, odometer, fuel, license plate, all that stuff, and it's going to help the insurance company. Um, you know, a lot of them ask for that information, and if you already put it in there, then it's good. You don't have to redo that.
for sure. That's awesome.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
especially if you're taking a car in for like any, for several days, 3, 4, 5, 6 days or whatever. People forget that there was damage on their car or that the
yeah,
bumper was scraped or they
right.
never saw it before, but it's like the one time the customer looks at their car the most is like after it got fixed. So
Right.
inside of Mobile Tech RX, there's that video section. So you're gonna
Yeah.
take photos, but you could go in there and take a video and just do a walk around.
And I recommend interior. Like if
Yeah.
somebody's car is super messy, super nasty, they got
Yeah.
headliner stains all over it.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
could just throw a quick video in there and then you're
Hmm.
set. You're good to go.
Yeah, and then you can like go through the video and pause it and try to find something, cover your ass a little bit,
Right.
or just be like, yeah, this is what it looked like before. Or I've had that situation before where I did an insurance claim job for someone. He reached out to me. His daughter didn't live with him, but the car was on his insurance. She brought the car in. It was trashed, all like dirty, inside, outside, etc. But he ended up picking it up for her because she was like at work or whatever, and he was like thinking that did some of the stuff, and I'm like, no, we actually made it look way better. We put the stuff
Right.
back because we had to take everything out. We put
Right.
it back in a nice way, but we had some videos and stuff and pick because I was like, let's take pictures of this one. This is weird.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
So
just little
making
stuff
it
like
part of your
that.
procedures is like key, like don't do it for just a
Yeah,
couple
for
or if you
sure.
think it's going to be because you'll get the weirdest customers
Yeah,
in.
just do it all the
If
time.
you're on a hailstorm,
Hmm.
you're obviously getting a lot more people running through the door than you normally do. So it's like just save your
Yeah,
butt. Oh, that's
that
why
that
all the
have that
stuff
have
is in.
never been to your shop before. They just
Right.
came there because they had this one problem one time,
Right.
for sure.
I'm kind of just in the vehicle info looking at a hail, claim that we have here. And one of the good things that I utilize a lot is external and internal notes. Um, we use internal notes for like any type of updates that come through, whether I was talking to a insurance adjuster, talking to the hail guys, the technicians that are working on the car. Like I'll put my name, the time and day, and then I'll create the note. That way I can go back and look at these notes at any given time, right? External notes.
Or anybody can, right?
Yeah, anybody that has access to this. The external
Yeah.
notes, that means it's going to show up on any invoice estimate or work order that you print. The external notes will be in there. And you'll have those throughout the estimate as well. So you can do external notes for like a specific panel. But these external notes, we like to put those things in there. If the customer's asking for stuff, for us, just so everybody's on the same page and you don't need to ask any questions, it's all there.
Hmm. Yeah, I love that. That's awesome.
Insurance, right? There's an insurance toggle. You got claim number, policy. Like I tell my people in the front office, I want you to fill out as much of this stuff, all the information that we possibly have. I want it in there, like the adjuster's name, phone number, extension, and email address. That just helps you throughout the claim process to be able to contact those people. It's crazy that I'm just learning this, and I've kind of been doing hail for a while, but. I think Noah with DenOps kind of pushed me like to really get this information, and it's the adjuster's information, right? Like that's what speeds up the whole process because as dent guys, we don't normally get that. and then we're just sending in supplements to like their database, and it takes 48 hours to get back. But dude, if you got the adjuster's name and phone number and email, dude, you can correspond with those people a lot quicker than you can just
Yeah.
sending in through like the State Farm, for instance. You just got to send it into their B2B, and it takes forever to get back, and sometimes it gets lost, all that stuff, right? So if you have the adjuster's information, I push the customers to get it for me.
Yeah, that's interesting because like when I'm doing a hail claim, but I don't do them often, so and I'm not doing 10 a day or whatever, like running a storm, but like this last one, she came in for an estimate, and I said, like, talked about insurance claims, and I said basically like if what you need to do is you need to call your insurance company, you make a claim, and then you give me the claim number and the adjuster's information.
Yep.
Give that to me, and I'll handle everything else. That's what I pretty much tell everybody for insurance. And they're like,
Yeah.
okay, because they don't know. They don't. None of them know what to do.
And it's
And
crazy how easy the customer can get the adjuster's information. It's so wild. Like whenever
why
they're
is
on the
that
phone with
wild?
I don't know, because it's like sometimes I'll call
Because it's
insurance
hard for
companies.
us to get it.
Yeah, really hard for
Or
some
as far,
reason.
oh, interesting. Okay, because I always have every time I do an insurance claim, I always have adjuster's info. I did not realize that was that much of a hack. I didn't
Yeah.
even realize that was like a something that was that important to. I
Well,
just
we
thought that was
just
like,
never got it. Like past years, we just never got that information, and we were just like sending in pictures and
yeah,
supplements.
like
Like,
supplements at USAA.com or whatever, and then you're
yeah,
just
dude.
waiting.
And then
You don't have
that
anybody to
attaches to
call or
the
nothing.
right. So like and that helps
Yeah,
whenever you're like say you do it, you're in your second supplement, second, third, fourth,
yeah,
whatever supplement
yeah,
at the
right.
end of the repair, you
Yeah,
can quickly just email them specifically or call them up,
yeah,
and it just streamlines everything. So like having that information and then having a place to put it in mobile tech has been big. It works out great.
yeah. That's super important.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Always have that. Good tip right there. And if you're listening to this and you're going through this stuff, click on the scan section
Mm-hmm.
and you'll see what's coming.
Yeah.
It's not fully ready yet, but it kind of looks like it is.
Um,
Honestly, the scan. Well, so you can't upload your pre and post scan here right
yeah, so
now, but their blue driver is coming soon that will automatically do that. Right? It looks like.
yeah, so what I
Yeah.
used to use the blue driver from them. I didn't obviously I couldn't get it from Mobile Tech, but we were able to get it from a third party.
Yeah.
And it would save it to my phone as a PDF, and then
Yeah.
from my phone I can just upload it straight to that
Yeah.
section. And we always had a copy of that. I recommend that even now, like if you're using a different, I think we have the
I'll tell
Alltel,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
That saves it to my cloud. It sends me an email of a copy, and then we just make
Mhm.
sure that we get it onto the mobile tech program, just to where you
Yeah.
have it in different places.
Yeah, but this one is coming though. I'm not exactly sure when for Mobile Tech RX because we don't obviously
Yeah.
work there. We're just spokespersons for them at this point. But
Hmm.
they are. This will be a podcast episode that we come out with when it happens, and it's going to be a small item that plugs right into the scanning port and uploads it directly into your invoices, I guess somehow.
Yeah.
So that'll be awesome. Like we'll
Um,
scan everything then.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Scan every
Yeah.
car that comes through.
Yeah, I mean we don't now, but I mean
Yeah.
everything we take apart we scan
It's
pretty
nice
much.
because you'll be able to use that to like even if you're working on a car and say if you're doing outside of hail, if you're doing some extensive R&I work, you can always pre and post scan that thing and then give the copy to the customer and say, hey, look, I know we did a repair in your car, but you have like recalls, you have all this stuff that you need
Yeah,
to put
yeah.
your car in. And they're like super happy because they think that they have to go pay somebody to do that normally.
They do.
Right.
They do have to
So, yeah,
pay.
so it's kind of just like a free, sometimes it's free whenever you're just doing it. It takes a little bit more time, but like
Yeah, but
customers
I mean,
really
yeah,
appreciate it.
diagnostic scanning at a dealership is like a couple $100 at least.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Like
definitely an
for,
hour. So I think there are 100,
yeah,
some hours are like 100
175
an
to
hour.
some of us are 175 or two out
Yeah,
here
that's California.
for real. So are our labor rates.
One big thing, getting back to the photos, I'm still trying to get my guys to do this, but I'm like, I pry on it because as I'd say if you have a hail claim that you're dealing with, anything that comes through paperwork wise, whether that's an invoice for parts, invoice for your windshield guy,
Yeah,
any type of paperwork, checks, anything that come through, you
scan
can
that
go
shit.
to the photos section and they have like it says paperwork 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
You could
you
even
can add
add,
more too.
yeah, you could add more, label it for whatever you want. Dude, take photos of that stuff and just you don't have to scan it. You just take a quick photo of
Yeah,
it.
take a picture.
You have to do send a supplement in, or you have to go back and look. It's all like everything's in one place, dude. That's what I love
Yeah.
about being
My
able to look
favorite
at all
thing
that.
about Mobile Tech RX when I first got started using it was that we used to have like carbon copies, and whenever someone needed an invoice, we'd have to go back and look for it.
Right.
And so this is the same version of that, because everybody, like, if you've listened to Paul Gordon learn how to run a hailstorm, like he says, get your packets out, get the shit, uh paperwork, like have all of it in one spot, right? And you can do that, but I'll do it electronically.
Yeah, right.
That way, when you have to go find it and you did like 500 hail cars or whatever at the storm that you were running, it's way easier to find it. You don't have to look up the
Yeah.
name, find the packet that you filed away, hopefully, and like dig through whatever. So yeah, if you could do that, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Love that. Good tip for sure. And so as far as like working together on these storms, obviously, well, not obviously, there is a way where you can subcontract through Mobile Tech RX, and that's super important.
Correct.
Basically, if everybody has Mobile Tech RX, it makes your life a heck of a lot easier.
Yeah, so even for like hail guys out there that are strictly chasing hail,
Yeah,
I don't know, a lot of people may not know this, but you can turn on and off mobile
yeah,
tech. So like during the off season, if you're not working, you can turn it off. You're going to save yourself the payment per
200 bucks.
month.
Yeah.
And then whenever hail season kicks back in, you can go ahead and toggle that back on. You're good to go. All your information's back there. You don't miss it.
Yeah, and you can, and then they can subcontract you very easily in the
Right.
system.
So like we had a bunch of guys come work for us this year. And as soon as they got in, the first stuff that we did, we sat down in a meeting and got everybody's mobile tech information. We got them logged on to the program. That way, as soon as we hit the ground, we can start assigning technicians and doing all the things that we needed to
Yeah.
do to run that storm.
I actually just thought of this because recently with a dealership of mine, I set them up on the back end of my Mobile Tech RX so that I send in, we do a ton of work for this place, and I don't send in invoices anymore. They just always have it. They can, we talked about, we did a whole episode on that. How you can, what's it called?
The
I don't
client
know.
portal?
Client portal. There you go. Client
Yeah.
portal. Have you
They,
done that with body shops with Hail?
I have not. That's actually a good idea.
Should.
Yeah.
If you're at a body shop doing the work, like I'm guessing the amount of times they come out and ask you guys a question is a bajillion. You just be like, here's how you set it up. Don't ask if you go look there first before you come to me and I look in there for you.
Man, that's crazy. I never
Dude,
thought about that. That's
dude,
great.
I know.
Yeah.
Look at the tip from the rookie.
Yeah, that
Let's
was
go.
great. I like that.
Yeah,
Because I
that could
mean,
work.
dude, I have some guys that are at body shops, dude, and they're doing a lot of cars through those body shops. And yes, like the last body shop I worked at, the secretary was like in my ear all day long asking for estimates and invoices and photos and all this stuff when the client portal's got it all in there.
And then you email it, and then she has to get the email, but it goes to the junk, and then blah blah blah, all this bullshit. But
And
like,
even going back to like, so I will say if you're gonna run a hail, like say if you're just a regular guy, you own a dent shop, or you're just
yeah,
mobile and you're doing a hailstorm. One thing we did last year was open up a different Mobile Tech RX account,
mm,
and it was like mine was hail at dentprousa.com, just to keep everything separate. And
interesting.
that it made a huge difference because they weren't seeing what my road technicians were doing and like the shop and all this stuff. So it definitely streamlined everything
Mm,
with
that's
that.
awesome.
I
Yeah,
know
it's just
it
like
costs
if
a
it's
little bit
in
more,
here,
but dude, you're in a
yeah,
hailstorm. You
yeah.
some
Come on,
cost, right?
come on.
And then you
If
just
you,
toggle it off after you're done with it. Like
yeah,
you could still get your information, all the stuff you need, but it's all there. So
seems like a good idea. And then
yeah,
too, because like every subcontract you add into Mobile Tech RX like lives in there forever.
yeah,
You can make them inactive actually, but
yeah. You can
they're still
activate
always
them.
there. So like all the people that have worked for you, and you're going to pay your guys, your normal four guys, all
Hmm.
those people show up in the reports. It's a
Yeah,
little.
yeah,
So I've had a bunch of subcontractors over the years, and so I gotta scroll through pick the guys that I want or whatever. So especially
yeah,
if you're running a storm and you have like eventually on the same Mobile Tech RX, you could have like 50 people over the years that have worked for you,
yeah. Yeah, my mobile
and they're
techs,
all through.
I have a lot of like
Yeah,
that's why
yeah,
I switched to a separate one this
yeah.
year.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
was like, dude,
Another benefit.
yeah, it's so bad.
Yeah, for sure.
So that worked out great.
Yeah, so having that and then being able to subcontract out super important.
Yeah.
Another thing that I was thinking too that I use on a daily basis that's super important for hailstorms, and something you can do to be set up for that is like to go on the back end of Mobile Tech RX and like fill out that miscellaneous section. of all the things that you can potentially charge for. Some of the ones I can think of are pre and post scan, obviously.
I'll pull mine up.
Tabs. What's that?
I got mine from the Cordons, and it's a
Yeah.
lot. Like
Okay.
these
Okay.
cats are big.
Read some off. Read some
These
off.
cats are billing for everything. But
Yeah. Right.
I will give you a insider secret. We call a
Insider
lot of
secret.
these sacrificial lambs.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because the
so
insurance has to have something to take off.
yes. So this is why this thing's so detailed. It's like corrosion protection, hazardous waste removal, shop supplies, car covers, crash wrap. If you're removing a rear window, always put crash wrap because it's got to sit in the parking lot at some point. Pre and post scan, OEM DTC support. That is going to be if you have to have some type of diagnostic done on the vehicle outside of like calibrations, right? That's mechanical labor rate, whatever that
Yeah.
is for you guys. Here we go. Alcohol, markers, microfibers, glue tabs, COVID-19 sanitation. 12-volt power down, marking for documentation, photos for documentation, post repair wash, pre-repair wash, touch up hood bolts and trunk bolts and lift gates.
Ooh, you touch up foot bolts.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I actually got, not to say I got away with that because I think we should all be doing it. When I
Yeah,
was
I know.
up
We
north,
should.
yeah, when I was up north, like anytime you break a bolt loose on a hood, they have so much corrosion out there because of the salt. I mean, there were some hoods that you can tell somebody broke loose, and then we had to get them off because of all the rust. It became a nightmare. So
Gotcha.
we took photos and sent it to the insurance company because they weren't trying to pay for that at first. And then we had to show them physically that we were touching up the hood bolts. Like, also if you're doing like a brand new dealership deal, like we did this year, it's a brand
Brand
new
new
car.
cars, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, like we went and bought all the different touch-ups for all the make and models, and that was in the last process of
Mhm.
the
Final
quality
QC.
control. Yeah, it was touching up hood bolts and trunk bolts.
You charge for QC?
Man,
That takes 20 minutes.
this list can go really long. The only thing I mean, I recommend this, and it's like again sacrificial lambs, but letting the insurance company know like all the stuff that we have to do to get this claim through, we should be properly paid for that. And it's like admin, I forgot admin fees, all that
Mhm.
stuff. If you get them to pay for it once, they're obligated to pay for it every time after that. So like you just add all those things on there and anything else that you're constantly doing for a claim and it costs you money, put it in there, dude. I mean, it's all I can
Yeah.
recommend is put it in there and if they say no, you can tell them like this is what we have to do to get the car repaired. And then from there, it's like a negotiation. It's like, okay, dude,
Yeah.
like give us the dent count, give us the oversize, give us the markups and like I can be okay with like, maybe the admin fee or whatever,
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
For
So,
sure. Love
yeah,
that.
it's a little tip.
Killer. I like that tip. I need to add more miscellaneous section items. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Transport, another
Tra
one.
well, yeah, transports, that's definitely one that you can do all the time. Like if you're having to either get like we don't go pick cars up from body shops anymore because of the legality side of it. So we just call wrecker companies and have them on call and they just go pick it up, deliver it, and I get their invoice, I mark it up 25%. And what's cool about the miscellaneous is like if you do add one, you can put a description on the bottom. So say
Yeah.
if it says transportation fee, I will add the transportation company and then like their fee and I'll put 25% markup. And then that way when the adjuster sees it, they know how to write that line note and then put the description
Yeah.
for them. So
What's the legality reason for driving a car?
when a hailstorm hits for me, I'm pulling like, dude, friends, family, like their kids. I don't care. Whoever's got a body and can do
Wow.
anything, instead of me having to call the insurance company up and like, get them to go. One, it costs me a lot of money to put anybody on
Yeah.
our insurance.
Okay, that
If
makes
they go
sense.
to a
It's
body
all
shop,
the additional people. You could drive a car
yeah, yeah,
and you're
and
six people that work for you,
right.
but not all the randos that you have
Or
swarming the
your
shop.
or your subcontractors, right? If you even
Yeah.
like sometimes we had the guys driving cars. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
it's just sketchy, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I mean, that's not ideal situation for sure.
Yeah, we hired a wrecker company this year to do a hail deal where we had all the cars from the dealership that was 45 minutes away. we hired them to just all day long. They were in here with 18 wheelers, picking up and dropping off cars. And it saved me a ton of money just from being able to not have them
Sit
guys
in
with
your shop.
insurance. And then they were in here working on cars instead of driving 2 hours,
That's
per
sick.
run. So that worked out good.
Love
And we ran
that.
the AC
Yeah.
instead of in the parking lot.
I mean, and that honestly, that makes you more money because you're way, way, way more efficient.
Yeah, we were able to do like better quality control, and
Yeah.
like we had a
Yeah.
we just told them like, hey, we're already doing one deal. All it takes is for us to just plug you into it, and we can knock
Mm.
this thing out in a couple weeks, and it worked. So,
That's
and they put no
it's,
miles on their cars. They were happy about that.
oh, it was a new car dealer.
Yeah, brand new.
Yeah. Yeah. That matters too for that,
Yeah.
for
Yep.
sure. Nice. What else you got? Hail
One
expert.
that we used on a storm in Milwaukee a couple of years ago. If you're on any type of deal and you're having to replace a lot of parts, if you're in the miscellaneous side of it, where the vehicle info is at, they have a parts. Not maybe a lot of people don't use it, but the parts bin. Do we wound up having to like put shelves and bins and all this stuff, and to be able to easily find the parts for that specific car, we had different bins set up. So like again, it's just information that's in there for you to
Yeah.
put.
So in vehicle info under miscellaneous, they have a parts bin number in there.
Yeah,
Yes. And that's again one of those things like the person working on the car, ideally they look in the system instead of going to ask for you because you're already getting 1,000 questions a day. So if you can reduce the questions,
right.
and in that section also it's got estimated days to repair, the parts bin, intended payment method, refer,
Yep.
like there's a bunch of stuff in there. So
Yeah, like even the
that's cool.
referral side of it, like
Yeah.
if you're giving some referral fees to
Yeah.
somebody, you could add
Referred
that
by.
stuff in there. It works out
Yeah.
good.
Does it pull up other clients? Oh, that'd be cool if it pulled up the client list. That'd be nice. It
For
does not
what?
though. If it pulled up your current client list and said referred by, and you could
Oh,
select a client,
that'd be
that'd be cool.
nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no. Oh, that's interesting. Look at this. In the miscellaneous, it has a reflection.
Yeah, yeah.
PDR
Yeah.
PDR light line board natural reflection. So that's how you estimated it.
Yeah, so that lets the
Interesting.
insurance company know like, hey, we did not estimate it like you guys did.
And
We
there's estimate
estimated,
location inside or
yeah,
outside.
yeah. And it also
Nice.
lets you know, like, I mean, I've definitely had to estimate cars outside. And it let my internal office know, like, hey, I estimated this thing outside.
Mm.
We probably need to get it pulled back in and estimate it normally, like in
Yeah, and
our
and
conditions.
in addition to this is estimated days to repair because the insurance companies always ask that.
Yep.
One less question to answer, and vehicle severity code, I guess, is an
This
internal
is
thing. If you want to like we were talking about that before, like categorizing for like a triage type of thing.
well, this
Um,
was man, I learned so much this year. We had Noah fly out, and he came in here for like a couple, like I think a week, and we were going through like all the processes and stuff, and the way he puts a vehicle severity code for me was like obviously like a one is going to be no parts replacement, super easy job. Two is kind of a few parts replacements. Three is gonna be like replace the hood, and four is like replace the hood, roof, paint a lot of shit on it, right?
combo repairs,
Yeah,
whatever.
so whenever you pull, like, say you're trying to sell or you're trying to book yourself out, man, I would be like
Ooh, that's true because you can
really
do.
going after the ones.
I could do. Yeah, right. When you're looking like, oh, hey, who should I call? You go after ones. Also, I could,
Spare time.
you could book 4 ones in a day, but
Right,
only 1 4 or whatever. Oh,
right.
that's good.
That's for, yeah, if you're in like a storm and you got a lot of guys in there, like one key to keeping all your hail guys in your shop is to keep them busy.
Oh
If
yeah,
those
for
guys are
sure.
sitting on buckets, I promise they're making phone calls to go somewhere else. It doesn't matter how
Yeah,
nice your shop is,
and
whatever.
if you're a good hail guy, you're getting phone calls to go somewhere
Right,
else, right?
for
And
sure,
so
yeah.
and if you're like, hey, no, I'm good. Like I'm busy here. I'm
I got a
good.
bunch of ones scheduled, dude. I'm good to go,
Yeah,
right?
right. But if you're not, then sure, like
Yeah,
why not pack up and leave? So, oh, that's
yeah,
cool. See, look at that. I'm learning shit too. Damn, I never
yep,
knew that I never used any of that stuff before.
yep.
The parts bin though, that's yeah. I've had cars like now in my shop now that I've had up to like 14 cars in my shop now. At one point, well, they can't all fit in my shop, but I've had them there, and I've had probably 4 to 5 cars getting taken apart at once now, and I'm like, oh shit.
Well, wait till
It's a,
the parts truck comes in and starts delivering friggin' parts, and you're like,
the,
dude, I have a
yeah,
extra office in my warehouse that you go
yeah.
upstairs and you walk in it, and it's nothing but parts from last year, and it's all stuff that like I don't even know. I have no idea. I can't return them. I can't do anything with them. So I'm like,
Wait,
I have
what?
thousands and thousands of dollars. And anybody who's been through a hailstorm knows what I'm talking about. Like you have
Interesting.
a
So like
shit
what
ton.
what like a molding piece that didn't get put
It's
on,
all
or
moldings.
it's all moldings.
It's literally moldings. Every single one. I have moldings for every make and model they got out there. So like I had a guy go in and like
That's funny.
label all this stuff and create a spreadsheet to where any new cars that came in,
You could
if
use
we had
them.
it, like I'm a parts guy now. If we had it in
Yeah.
stock, then it's in this bin. You can go grab it pretty easily. You know what I mean? So
Interesting. So yeah, again, I had like 4 or 5 cars and we had parts taken apart, and I'm like, oh shit, this is confusing. And that was a few cars, not
right,
dozens. And
right.
then you're pre-ordering parts, I assume, for these cars that you have booked, right? So that's that, yeah.
Sometimes
So
the car's not even here. Like car's
right,
not
yeah,
here, and
yeah,
then some of these
yeah.
customers probably didn't even come in. I just ordered the parts. That's just us being a little bit unorganized at
Gosh. So
that point.
you're getting ahead of it that way. If they do come in and they had an appointment scheduled, but they canceled and you got a bunch of parts.
Yeah, or the car was here and then the parts were on back order, and then we finally get the parts in months later, and then we have to go call the customer to come back. I think a
But
good
you
bit
don't
of
know who it
those,
is. Oh damn,
right,
that's crazy. All
right.
right. Well, damn. Never knew that.
So this will
But it
help you
makes
get
sense
more organized. So like use it for sure.
for sure. Damn.
And
Yeah.
one thing I learned that I've been working on, I think Nate McDowell, we were all talking about this at the
MT.
expo. It was like you ought to create like a procedure for when a hailstorm hits. Like it doesn't matter if you get hail once a year or every other year. You should create a like even if it's in a digital file or like a binder, you should have everything already laid out to where when that hailstorm hits, like you got your marketing stuff ready to go. You have your procedures on how if you got to hire somebody to come in short term, like everything's there.
Yeah, give them a binder and say, hey, read this. You can start tomorrow. Like
Right.
here's what it looks like. Yeah, for sure. We should all
Yeah.
have that,
So
no
like
doubt.
off season, I'd be doing stuff like that. And even if you're going to work for a body shop, and you're a hail chaser, I would have stuff like that set up to where when you walk in the body shop, it's going to make you look like really professional because I bet guarantee they had about 10 guys come in before you.
Yeah. Right.
Like you walk
And
in
they
and you already have,
they just drop their card and they're like, I'll fix all your dents.
yeah. And if you come in with like a problem to their solution, I mean, a solution to their problem, then this is it, and it's just, I don't think anybody's doing that out there, to be honest.
What? Of having a
like
binder with
like
really?
pre prepare for a hailstorm and like how that stuff looks. I'm not
Yeah, I
saying
mean,
anybody, but I'm in front of a lot of hail guys and we
none
all
of them
talk
know each
about
other.
it, but nobody does it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Have you done it?
No.
No. Listeners, you should.
I'm still in the hail, like we still have hail cars in here. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's a lot. So I'm
Oh,
hoping
I feel so bad for you, Ryan. I'm so sorry you have to
no,
make all that money.
no, it's all good.
Better be. Um, do you have anything else? I don't got anything else.
As far as hail,
Yeah, hail goes.
yeah, so talking about if here like I was thinking about this the other day for maybe you have a retail shop, or even if you don't, you're a mobile guy and you get some hail, like a small influx or even a big influx.
Yeah.
It's hard for you with the manpower that you have now to be able to satisfy all these customers, and not like the customer service is going to go to shit. I can promise you, right? Like
Yeah.
you're not keeping up with the claim, you're not sending supplements in, all this
Yeah,
stuff.
telling the customer like, oh yeah, I talked to the adjuster or whatever. Yeah. All
Yeah,
that
so you
stuff.
can go directly in from an estimate that you created, and you can either get it rekeyed. I'd
Yes.
recommend if it's all hail, no replacement, just get one of the companies in there like DenOps, Claim Connection, all this stuff. Get those guys to rekey it, and you can easily send that over to the insurance company in their format. And if it has a lot of replacement parts and stuff like that, you want to capture all the money. You can get them to scrub and translate, and then you can go further and let them just deal with the whole claim for you. Like I
Yeah.
totally recommend it. It might seem like like money that's coming out of your pocket, But if it's going to keep you going about your normal day, whether that's running your business or if you're a dent guy that works in it, you can still work in your business and you're going to collect, it's all profit at the end of the day. If your dent guy is taking care of the dents, your technician that you got subcontracting, and then you have somebody dealing with the claim, all you have to really do is focus on scheduling at that point and like
Hmm.
ordering parts, right? They're not going to
And customer
order.
service.
Yeah, and
And try
customer
not to drop
service.
the ball as much.
Yeah.
For sure.
Also, we talked about this last time, using the workflow. That's why I was talking about creating a new, like a separate mobile tech login, like a whole different username, all that stuff.
Gotcha.
Was because you can create a workflow specifically for hail, to where if the body shop is in the client portal, they don't even need to call you to find out where the car's at in the process, right? They can see
Yeah.
where it's at because the workflow is built into the client portal as well.
Yeah. See, that's dude. You got to do that. If no one's
I
doing that,
know.
they got to do that
Same thing
shit,
with
dude.
the
That's.
client. Like, I mean, dude, if it's a specific client, you can, while they're in your shop, you can get them to log on and get their own client portal set up and say, look,
I mean,
instead of me calling you all day because I have 50 other people in here, instead of you calling me, just log on to here and you'll see exactly where in the process your car is. And then you can use the alerts and all the goods. Like they have the alerts that you can set
yeah. I
up
was just gonna. I was gonna mention that. I said I had nothing else, but alerts super
for
important.
scheduled
Also, yeah.
appointments. When the car is finished, we have one that takes a few clicks and it'll send the customer a text letting them know, hey, your car is ready for pickup. Here's our
Hmm.
hours of operation,
Yeah.
all that stuff. It's kind of like a mini CRM, to be honest, when you start getting into it.
Yeah, for real. And also, we didn't. I think we talked about this on a previous podcast. But we didn't talk about this one. Is the disclosures too?
Hmm.
Having all those disclosures in there for hail, obviously super, especially when the customer service isn't as good and you're not spending that much time with every customer. Here, sign this. Oh, let's have a chat, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta have the loophole waiver. You gotta have sign. I know you get supplement for repaint, but someone might not want their car repainted. So,
Yeah,
yeah, all that
so
stuff.
I'm gonna tell you how to get to it if you don't know where it's at. If you go to your little hamburger deal and you go to settings, you go down to the bottom and it'll have resources and you'll have all the stuff where you can shop. Here's the PDR matrices. They have OEM position statements, but legal documents, authorization to repair. If you don't get somebody to sign an authorization to repair, it becomes a total hassle. Like the
Yeah.
insurance companies are sending supplement checks to the customer. They're doing all this weird
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
and then you take that supplement and then you take a photo of it and you put it in the document section. That way, when you send it to the adjuster, it shows up in a photo, and they're like, "Oh, sweet."
yep, that's
Again,
it.
it's making their job easier. So like, oh, this customer already signed. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a shit, dude. They're
Hmm.
like, the customer already said they can repair it. Cool, done
Yeah, yep. You're gonna
for
get a
sure.
bunch of stuff like through a hailstorm, people trying to cash out, like they just come in and get
Mhm.
estimates and stuff like that. And like that's I mean, this is for a whole nother podcast, but like kind
Yeah,
of
for sure.
dealing with that stuff. Even yours, they have a subcontractor agreement.
I saw
If
that.
you're going
If
to
you just,
work for a
yeah.
body shop or anybody, I would these things are kind of, generic. You can take this thing, you can email it to yourself, print it, and you can tailor it to yourself, like add your name, your company name, all the stuff in it, which I totally recommend. Like if you're talking about a lot of money. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you're owed, a lot of money from any given person. And if you don't
Mhm.
have any kind of contract binding, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna go beat the
Yeah,
crap out of the dude that owes you money?
maybe.
Possibly.
No.
But when it's
Someone might do that.
illegal, when it's in a binding agreement, then you're in. So they give you all that good stuff. And
Even just a threat, like if you have one of those signed and no one's
yeah,
paying you, you get a lawyer to write a letter to, and they're running a legit business. They're not just a
right.
scam artist. They're going to be like, oh shit, I actually. And then again, like just like you are numbering the hail estimates 1 through 4, you're going to take care of the ones. Who do you think is going to get taken care of first when they have a letter written from a lawyer with a contractor agreement signed? They're going to be like, all right, this guy's getting paid first, right?
For sure.
If they
Yeah.
owe 20 people money and they bought a boat instead,
Yeah.
like
Oh
they're gonna
yeah,
pay.
dude, it happens every
I've
day.
heard, yeah, I've heard stories. They're like, oh shit, I'm hella rich right now because I got all the checks cash, but haven't cut the checks out to the contractors.
Yeah.
It's an enticing thing, I guess. Apparently, yeah. So disclosures, alerts, yeah, that's great stuff, dude. Love that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can add those legal docs into your estimates so that they sign them every time. Like when they sign the estimate, they're signing those.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah, and like even the disclosure thing we put in there, like we will have to transport your car or stuff like that, which is in the authorization of repair. So you can take
Yeah.
little snippets of that, and you can have the disclosures where they sign that stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sick. You going to the PDR Expo, sir?
Is one coming up?
Yeah, the Vegas one.
Yeah, I don't, dude. I can't bring myself to go to Vegas.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't like it?
I don't know. I might like it too much, or I might not like it enough. I don't know. So
Fair
we'll
enough.
see.
Yeah, it's definitely a smaller show, no doubt
Yeah.
about it, for
Yeah.
sure. It's in, I think, I don't know, and we might have another podcast out. Yeah, I think we'll have one more podcast out before that, but
Yeah.
PDR Expo. If I do, I haven't decided yet. It's pretty easy for me to go to Vegas. It'll be
Yeah. You're.
a lot easier than fucking Florida. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
But so if I do go, then maybe we'll do a podcast out there. Probably do something with the guys at the show or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm going yet.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yep.
Good deal. Nice work. I'm sure there's plenty of takeaways there for you. I know I learned some stuff, so I bet all you guys did learn some. I mean, shit, I even taught Brian something. And I
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
even know.
Yeah. Man, we both learned something.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's why we do these open discussions like this, and that's I mean, that's the value in it for sure. So
Yeah.
good stuff, dude.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Till the
We
next
have
one.
a good one.
Later.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Masters of Recon podcast. If you're getting value from this podcast, then please subscribe to the show and give us a review so others can find our show as well. And if you haven't joined the discussion yet, then go find us over at Masters of Recon Facebook group to join the weekly discussion. See you all next time.